Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamundamandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit and glad you could join me this evening. So this is the next installment for our Yoga Upanishad discussion and meditation series. And today we're actually going to be honoring two short scriptures, the Teja Bindu Upanishad and the Brahma Bindu Upanishad. And we'll be doing a couple of practices with those, one before our readings and discussions, and a second one at the end. A couple of announcements. This coming Friday at 7 o'clock, either live on YouTube or in person at our temple, 1260 South Xavier Street in Denver, Colorado. We'll be doing a fire puja to the goddess Kali Mudra, the 14th of the Kali Nityas. So installment 14 of our 15-part series. And our satsangs will continue with a couple more short Upanishads next Tuesday. And then the following Friday, we'll be doing our monthly Yoga Nidra meditation. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start with an opening meditation, go into our puja, and then go into the scriptural readings. So last Friday, we were practicing the beginning form of Kriya Yoga that was taught by Paramahamsa Yogananda. I'd like to begin by doing another exercise from that particular Kriya lineage. And this is using Om, the syllable Om, in the 7 chakras. So I invite you to find a comfortable position with a straight back. Close your eyes. And we're going to begin with slow, deep yogic breath. Filling the belly and then the chest on the inhale. Bringing the chest in and the belly in on the exhale. And using this breath to clear ourselves of the cares of the day and the cares of tomorrow. So on the inhale, I invite you to chant Om silently for each of the chakras. And with the inhalation, we're going to go downwards from the crown chakra to the root. So as you inhale, you're going to focus on the crown chakra, silently chant Om, then the third eye, Om, throat, Om, heart, Om, upper abdomen, Om, lower abdomen, Om, base of the spine, Om. So it's going to be like you're inhaling Om, 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 Om. And focusing on each chakra as you chant Om. And then as you exhale, it's going to be the reverse. So base of the spine, lower abdomen, upper abdomen, heart, throat, third eye, crown. So as you're exhaling, you're silently chanting Om, 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 Om. begin. Breathe deeply at a pace that's comfortable for you. 7 ohms, breathing in, bringing the awareness downwards from chakra to chakra. Exhale, silent Om 7 times as you bring your awareness from point to point upwards. And we'll just do this for the next few minutes. And then take a deep and clearing breath. Letting go of the meditation, bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And we're going to chant Om 3 times out loud. Inhale. Om. Inhale and exhale, and slowly open your eyes. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmare Pandarikaksham Sabhyavyanta Sushi. Om. So let's just take a moment, feel the effects of that open meditation, bringing awareness to the 7 chakra energy centers. Maybe make a mental note if there was a particular center that was maybe a little more difficult to focus on than some of the others. A meditation that you can try is focusing your breath and your attention on that energy center while chanting Om as you inhale and exhale. Or if it was just the whole process was very easy, note that as well. Hopefully, in the process, you became aware of that pranic energy moving upwards and downwards through that central channel of the spine. This particular exercise was the Kriya Guru Ganesh Baba called plexi plucking. And some of you from watching previous broadcasts may have noticed that very often we do chakra meditations. We use the traditional mantras for each chakra. So going from the base to the third eye. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. It was Yogananda who, when he teaching his students, stressed that Om could be used for all the chakras as well. So if this is a meditation that you think could work nicely for you, I invite you to experiment with that. We did it for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a good start, and then you can increase that amount of time as you become more comfortable with it. And of course, if any questions come up, comments, please feel free to email me at my channel. So this brings us to the 2. Yoga Upanishads that we're going to explore this evening. The Yoga Upanishads, just for review's sake, these are very short, instructional and philosophical scriptures written between 100 BCE and 300 of the Common Era. We're going to begin with the Teja Bindu Upanishad. Teja means fire or illumination. We can think of this as emphasizing one's inner power. And also when we're doing meditational practice and our eyes are turned slightly upwards toward our third eye with our closed eyes, that light that you see in this area can also be related to Teja. So Teja, fire, illumination, Bindu, meaning the center of. And so really, it does refer to the focus on the third eye chakra, Agni Chakra. I'm going to start with the translator's preface. The Teja Upanishad gains its name from the first word of the text, as do the Kena and Isha Upanishads. The Teja Upanishad deals with the 3 stages of meditation taking place at the sun center, that's the third eye again, stating that the third level of meditation is extremely difficult to attain, even by the highly accomplished souls who are free of this world. The yogi who attains this third and final level of meditation knows no fear, no pain, and attains the highest reality. This text also explains that the sun center is the place of reality and bliss. This reality is both external and internal for you. For you are that reality. So in meditation, we reach that level called samadhi, that place where we have really let go of the external and we're just feeling one with the divine. It's hard to stay in there for a very long time, but still, when we come out of our meditation, we may find ourselves, and this is one of the wonderful rewards of this work, we may find ourselves suddenly feeling a lot less stressed about things, maybe handling certain situations in a different perspective. Because while we've been in that very deep meditative state, it's given us a chance to gain a new perspective on these issues that are happening to us externally in our lives. So you don't necessarily have to be a complete renunciate to achieve this state. Even a householder like myself can access that state even for a short time. Even if you're just in that state for like a minute or so, it can make a wonderful difference. So brings us to the Upanishad and the first section, the meditation. The accomplishment of higher meditation aims at the point of divine energy supremely enthroned in the heart of the sun center. Subtle, blissful, and all spiritually powerful, this meditation is at first gross, then fine, then super subtle. So again, here's the process of meditation, beginning with something very physical, rather external, withdrawing the senses, withdrawing our awareness, and reaching the center. Even for the recluse and the wise, this super subtle meditation stage is difficult to attain, difficult to fulfill, difficult to perceive, difficult to achieve, and very difficult to establish. Section 2, qualifications. The soul who is free from worldly attachment, free from the need for sexual activity, and free from the need to have his name carried on, that soul who has conquered greed, anger, and lust, that soul who has lain aside ego consciousness, freed from expectations. So again, we're coming into this selfless, withdrawing into this selfless state, also called Turiya. The soul who makes the inaccessible accessible, striving only for spiritual gain, that soul who passes beyond the three gates of renunciation, patience, and respectfulness to his guru, striving only for the Lord's respect, that is, Lord Shiva, becomes the holy gander, the Hamsa. Dwelling above the three worlds, he is qualified for the third level of meditation. So laying ego aside. This word that's in verse 4, Hamsa, means I am that, or just simply I am. And our closing meditation is going to be the Hamsa meditation. Hamsa is going to be the mantra that we'll be using in this powerful form of meditation. It's really the culminating meditation that's described in the Vijnana Bhairav Tantra. This is a description of 112 different meditations, and the Hamsa meditation is the culminating one. Hamsa, which is chanted while breathing and moving the energy up and down the central channel. It's also called Soham, which also means I am. And in the Punjabi dialect, the mantra Sat Nam is another variation. Section 3, the place of reality. Mysterious is the place of the formless reality, Lord Vishnu's most subtle gradation, ever groundless, non-manifest, with essences both subtle and then the ether elements. So when we look at the elements and the chakras, the base chakra is earth, the sacral chakra is water, solar plexus, sometimes people focus on the navel, is fire, air, the heart center, the throat is the ether center, the space center, and then the third eye is, when we're focusing on that, is the state of being that's above that. It is unmoving, unchanging, without supports, without foundation. Having three eyes of the esoteric scriptures, three qualities of light, fire, darkness, and surrounding three visible, invisible worlds. This also relates to three divine functions, Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti, or the power of will, the power of knowledge, and the power of action. The three also refers to the three main nadis, or energy channels. So Sushumna in the center, Pingla Nadi, the solar channel to the right, Ida Nadi, the lunar channel to the left. There's also three main states of consciousness: regular waking, dream-related sleep, and dreamless sleep. No words can name the reality of the reality. No nets of words can catch it. River free from all forces of willpower, beyond the range of thought, it is grasped only by the yogi's self-realized meditations. This place is heaven indeed, beyond the concept of pleasure and pain. It is difficult to perceive, endless and beginningless. It is always free from the mind's domineering nature. This place is eternal, stable, and impossible to churn. It's a place of stillness and a place of silence. The next section, the cryptic nature of reality. This reality, which dwells in the spirit of the first cause and the highest goal of the intuitive, reflective meditation, this reality in spirit is the supreme haven of protection. In fullness, it appears as empty, yet above the emptiness, it stands majestically. It is not thought, nor is it thinking. Unthinkable, it is yet knowable by intuition. Knowable, yet inexpressible with words or thoughts. So often when we get into very deep meditation, it's sometimes when we come back, it's very hard to really describe that state to someone else. The reality is everything and yet nothing. There is nothing more supreme than reality. He is inexpressible by unawakened mankind. Thus, a man, he is not known and is seen as imaginary. And then the final section, the profile of Jiva Mukti. And Jiva Mukti refers to the attainment of divine knowledge or power. It can also be referred to as self-realization. Jiva Mukti sometimes means the liberated life, emancipation while still being alive. Renouncing greed, anger, fear, ignorance, pride, delusion, and lust, the yogi primarily attuned to ascetics. Thus, he is Lord, truly, is seen as supreme. Free from cold and heat and hunger and thirst, freed from intentions, which ever changing, freed from pride of nationality, freed from pride of the chaff of the religious texts, knowing no fear, no lust, no pain, holding everything and everyone in equal respect. The yogi is free. Equal respect, realizing that divine presence in everyone around us. Being freed from all emotionalities, he attains the highest goal, all endeavors, the reality of the reality. Om, this is the Vedic explanation. Om, this is the yoga explanation. Om, this is the Kriya explanation. Om, Tat Sat Om. So shall it be. So that's the Teja's Bindu Upanishad. So the next short scripture that we're going to explore is the Brahma Bindu Upanishad. Brahma referring to divine consciousness. So Bindu, the center of divine consciousness. I'll start with the translator's introduction. This Upanishad gives esoteric instructions regarding the silent dot, Bindu, which symbolizes the reality. It is the meditation technique on the dot above the center M in the Sanskrit mantra Om. So I've got an Om symbol on my shirt here. It's referring to this little dot here, which is the extension of the M at the end of Om. So this symbolizes the reverberating sound of the higher wordless reality. The mantra Om symbolizes the word reality. This text teaches that only through the mantra Om can the yoga truly begin to practice the practice of true meditation. True meditation of the highest sound vibration must remain forever soundless. This text emphasizes sense withdrawal from the world of appearances The Upanishad is from the Sri Vasudeva sect of yoga. As clearly indicated in the final verse, the concept I am, Hamsa, and Vasudeva, which is the only and ultimate divine power or divine consciousness. So the concept I am Vasudeva has great mystical significance to the Kriya Yogi, for it contains the mystery of Sri Vasudeva, who is both Lord Krishna and the son of Lord Krishna. Meditation upon this concept will help extract a great incredible secret. And then it mentions that verses 1, 2, 4, 5, and 17 are also found in another short Upanishad, the Maitreya Upanishad. So the Brahma, Bindu Upanishad, we begin with a section on the withdrawal of the mind from sense objects. AUM. The yogis say that the mind is twofold, pure or impure. It is pure when free from desire, and impure when it harbors desires. Thus, the mind is the basis of bondage when it is attached to physical or mental objects. It is the key to liberation when free from that attachment. Think of the times when we get just tied up in all these things that are happening in the physical world, and we forget everything that's beyond that. Illumination depends upon the mind not being attached to objects, external or internal. Thus, the mind must become hungerless, thirstless, yearningless, and desireless. The yogi who aspires after illumination should free his mind from all desires. By becoming free from attachment to gross and subtle objects, by locking up the mind in the heart of the sun center, attaining egolessness, the yogi enters the preeminent universe. Restrain your mind as long as necessary until desire is annihilated in the very heart of the sun center. This also is wisdom. This is liberation. Everything else is only useless, memorized data. So we go into deep meditation. It's like we're pulling ourselves away from all these external concerns. And it's like setting a little reset button so that we can, again, when we come out of it, we can address these issues with a different perspective and hopefully handle them in a more balanced nature. There's a lot of emphasis on freeing oneself from desire. And in reality, well, even the desire for enlightenment is a desire. But through this work, we can, and desire is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you're hungry, it's a good thing to eat. You're thirsty, it's a good thing to drink. If you're cold, nice to have something to put on. But when we become just so wrapped up in these different desires, we forget the truth. So this work helps us to discern what is truly important to us and what is just needless fluff that can be easily discarded. Free from every prejudice, the yogi then reaches the reality, not knowable yet not unknowable, beyond knowable and unknowable. Begin the practice of yoga with the sounding of Om. Beyond the mantra sound, wordlessly meditate on the highest manifestations of life. It is through this wordless meditation that existence is attained, not mere non-existence. The yogi truly knowing I am, Hamsa again, the reality which is partless, changeless, and without deception, surely reaches that reality. Thus, the yogi knows the highest bliss, the highest reality, the changeless, the endless, the causeless, and the incomparable, the limitless, without beginning. There is no duality in this reality. This is the highest reality, which there is no death, no becoming, none bound, none freed, nor any concept for liberation. Second section, the spirit and the world of appearances. Throw off these three states of consciousness, the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep state. Those are the three states I mentioned earlier. And know the spirit is singular. You are thus will not reincarnate on earth. There is a single being, spirit. The spirit dwells within each and every being, homogeneous, uniformed, yet multiformed. It appears like the moon in a pond. The space within the jar is not broken. When the jug is broken asunder, the jug alone breaks. Just so, earth life is just like that. Like the jug is the embodied consciousness, endlessly and unceasingly it breaks asunder. When the forms dissolve away, it is unaware, yet still spirit is eternally aware. The soul who is enveloped in words delusion remains caught up in the pond of the heart center. But when darkness abates from the mercury center of unity, that soul sees unity alone. The written symbol vibration, or yantra, of the reality is AUM. When the mantra vibration dissolves away, what remains? The wise seekers of bliss and the seekers of peace meditate on that eternal soundless mantra and come to know what remains in absolute stillness. For this attainment, two sciences are necessary, the reality word and the uppermost symbol. That soul who is versed in the reality word also attains the highest reality. Searching in books for true insights into knowledge, the wise throw away the chaff of book data, just as one throws away the chaff, keeping only the grain. Cows are many-colored, black, brown, white, and multicolored, but the uniform is the milk's color. Self-knowledge is like the milk, but its characteristics are like the cows. That divine essence in everything, despite appearances, outer appearances. Like butter is hidden in milk, true wisdom dwells in all living things. With the mind as a churning rod, everyone should churn out wisdom from within oneself. Using the whirling rope of knowledge, you should obtain, like fire from friction, that partless, stainless silence which says, I am reality, I am that, Hamsa. That which is the abode of all beings, and in which all beings are dwelling, that abode tenderly holds everyone, and says, that abode I am. I am the Vasudeva. I am Hamsa, Vasudeva. Om. This is the Vedic explanation. Om. This is the Yoga explanation. Om. This is the Kriya explanation. Om Tat Sat. Om. So for our final meditation, I invite you to once again find that comfortable, upright seated position with a straight back. If sitting on the floor like I'm doing isn't necessarily working, you can always use a chair. Hands resting comfortable in your lap. I invite you to close your eyes. And if you feel so inclined, you can turn your gaze slightly upwards towards your third eye, looking at it, whatever light effects that produces. You could also rest the tip of your tongue on the roof of the mouth between the hard and soft palate to connect a nice little energy circuit. This is a variation of Khetri Mudra. And let's begin just by resuming long, slow, deep yogic breathing. And as we breathe, again, just let the external concerns drop away for this time. Focusing upon just the breath, the sensation of the lungs filling and emptying, the sensation of the air coming in and out through the nostrils. Focusing just on this present moment. So first, as you inhale, I invite you to feel a current of energy going down the center of the spine from the crown to the root. And as you exhale, feel a current of energy going from the root through the crown. So inhaling down, exhaling up. If necessary, you can just do this in your imagination with practice. You'll begin to actually feel it. The inhalation, the energy feels cooler. Exhalation feels a bit warmer. Inhaling down, exhaling up. And now upon the inhalation, as you inhale and bring that energy down, I invite you to mentally chant the mantra Ham. Inhaling Ham silently. And then as you exhale, raising the energy, mentally repeating Sa. Inhaling Ham. Exhaling Sa. And we'll just repeat that for the next few minutes. And then take a deep and clearing breath. Let go of the meditation. Let your breath return to normal. And just allow yourself to stay in this quiet place of stillness for a while. Take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of the meditation. Following the sound of my voice and the other sounds in your personal space to bring your awareness back to the external. Be aware of the sensation of your body where it is seated, the clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air around you. Slowly moving your fingers and toes, your hands and arms, legs. Bringing the palms of your hands to heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thanking the Divine Mother for her presence both within and without. Giving gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice tonight. I invite you to slowly open your eyes. And namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me this evening. Hope you enjoyed that final meditation. And I encourage you to continue working with it. We did this for about 5 minutes before going into a silent meditation. Again, you can extend that as you become more comfortable. If you noticed while chanting Hamsa or doing the AUM meditation, if you notice the energy moving in an opposite direction, that's fine. Just honor the fact that that has happened. And then, after doing such a meditation, just be gentle to yourself for a little while. Don't just jump immediately into your regular routine. Take some time to adjust and assimilate the meditation. And just be aware of its effects in the hours and days ahead. And let's say namaste to Bryce, and thank you as well, and to everyone else who's joined me this evening. So I look forward to you joining me on Friday for our fire puja and satsang to the Nitya goddess Kali Mudra. Until then, have a wonderful night, a wonderful couple of days ahead. Jai Ma. Namaste.